Thank you very much, Seung, for your introduction, and welcome to everyone here. I like to speak about the COEs, and the COEs that is practical education, what we do there, that is hands-on, that is in addition to the other forms of education. We want to do that, and I like to give an overview and also to speak about the challenges of the centers of education of the Wfumb. And what is the mission of, you told already, Helge, what is the mission of Wfumb? And the mission of Wfumb is also to bring the ultrasound programs not only into the underserved areas that are underserved in ultrasound underserved areas, and we have also in very developed countries, we have ultrasound underserved areas. We like to bring there for better healthcare, collaboration, communication, and education. And the centers of education now, in the time when we started, we named it Centers of Excellence. The fathers of that, like Hassan or like Harald Lutz, they named it Centers of Excellence. We say now, and we changed it in Centers of Education, and not only in developing countries, but also in areas where it's a need and where it's favored. And that's why we go also to other countries, not only in underserved regions. That was the situation in 2000. You can see here, 2017, a list of the COEs. We started in 2004 with the Bangladesh Center, and Kanubala is here, and in the afternoon he will give us a speech about the 15 years of his experience about that work in the Center of Education now, and in 2017. That are the new one in that time. And we increased the number in 2019 now we have now, like what Helge said already, we have 16 COEs in that time, and the news will be now we like to start with the candidates of Philippines and Fiji. Very welcome to you. That is our internet, and in the internet you can see how they are working, and we are around the world. There are some places where there's space for other education, and that's why the program must be to increase the number and to collaborate with other initiatives like Ethiopia. We heard about that there was already an initiative of the university. But let's look a little bit back to the beginning. That was an idea of the WHO and Harald Ostensen. He was a partner in WHO that was in the 90s already, and they discussed together with Hassan Garbi and Harald Lutz how to bring the ultrasound as a very good tool in these areas. And they spoke about educational material, and you remember the manuals, and also about the centers of excellence, and we changed it in centers of education at that time. And now we have 16 of that, and everyone is individual. They look like the same, but they are very individual. They are very individual people who make the work there, and the situations are different. And that's why also the tools of education we use, hands-on training courses, workshop, conferences, and whatever, are different. And I think also what they need in electronical and e-learning material, it's a little bit different in the areas, and we need some more, not only one. That is our website, and thanks to Lynn and her colleague that we actualized the website. The COEs are very important, and they are a signboard of the Wfumb, our conference, our journal, the COEs, and the website. That is very important for us. And there you can see, you can click on that website, and you can learn about it, and you can see what they are actually doing there. And we have different time. I told you already that the COEs are very different, the centers of education. We have different types. We have the basic type with basic education in only one specialty. Then we have the type 2. They have more specialties, and type 3, that is a multidisciplinary center. They make education in every kind, nearly every kind and type of ultrasound. We changed a little bit the terms and for COEs and the names, the items for them. And we say the candidates, we have a COE candidate, we have COEs in work, we have established COEs, and we have independent COEs after 7 years. When they have enough experience, they will get for the further time also the support of the Wfumb, but they don't need so much financial support. We supported, the Wfumb can support it over 7 years with some $1,000, but not so much. We can't support with machines, but we can support with travel costs for speakers, for hands-on trainers, and others we can support with educational material. What is the situation now? We have a lot of independent COEs already with different experience. We have established COEs, and we have 6 just if we finish in the afternoon, and we have signed the contracts with the Philippines and with the colleagues from Fiji, we have then 6 new COEs, and they need most of our support in the next years. We have to go there, and we want to do that. We want to help them to go the way to the independent COEs. And we have a structure we founded some years ago, a task force group. And in the last 2 years, it was my duty to chair the task force group. And you can see that here the people who did the work, and also thanks to Harald Lutz, he was our senior director, and he gave a lot of impact. If we have some question, we can go to him, and it was very helpful for us. Most of them will continue their work. We have meetings, COE meetings, that is very important. We most often in conjunction with regional conferences, but we have to do it better. That was a meeting in Seoul, what organized Seong, and that was your meeting in Asia in Seoul last year in May. That is very helpful to go there, especially for the candidates to go there and to discuss with the other directors to get impact from that meetings and to touch the other ones. Let's look in the work of some of the COEs. That was the first one. That was Bangladesh, the Bangladesh Center. It was our first one. Dr. Kanubala, he is the director for a long time. He will give in the afternoon an overview about his work, and they do a lot every year. That was this year already an COE meeting there, and they do also a lot of basic work in workshop, hands-on training and whatever. That is the work of Bangladesh. That is one example. We have some others, for instance, in East Europe. East Europe was also in the past an underserved region, and there is Sergio Puyu. He can't be here, but he is very active. They have also the system of sonologists that are specialized doctors in ultrasound, and we made their conferences and workshops together with Harald Lutz, with Ott Helge, Johann Sporea and others. And you can see here, you have a little view, a little aspect of the work. Hands-on training, that is very important in the COE work. And you are right, Adrian, it's not enough to learn it. You can't learn ultrasound only with a computer. You must do it, you must combine hand and brain, and that is very important for that. Yesterday, Leandro gave us a report about his work in South America, and that is also an important region. And I think in the future we can advance also our activities there. In the afternoon, we will hear some words and we will see some pictures from Ramon. He will give us a lecture about the work, and this in Venezuela, for instance, it was built in 2005, and they did a lot in that time. 13 meetings in the north of South America. A lot of trainees and persons who are involved in that courses, categorical courses, and work in small groups, and you can see that. Also, the African project, that was the start of the work of Harald Lutz and Hassan Garbi, but we go in other regions now, for me it was a pleasure to go to Sudan, and several times in the last year, 5 times I've been there, together with Lucas Greiner and others, and we learned that, like in Ethiopia, what we heard, that is the very basic work what we have to do there, because they have very easy machines, and they need also a little bit, I think, more material support than others. But they are very thankful, and they are very open for the education work what we do there. You can see it. And on the other side, in South Europe, that is Tirana, that is Albania, that is a very small country, and between Greece and Croatia, the ex-Yugoslavia, and there we helped them to found a federation, a society, an interdisciplinary ultrasound society, and we went also there to make that. Live demonstrations are one point in the courses and in the education, to make examinations with them together with the other, and that is very helpful. We signed the contract in the last year, and with Albania too. I like to speak a little bit. You can see some pictures about Mongolia. The representative from Mongolia is here. He's attending our meeting, and we have a center in Indonesia. Indonesia, for instance, they are working on a lot of islands. They have to work over a big distance. That is also a problem, and because the distance are very big. At least I like to speak. I will not forget one center. They did a lot of work, and thank to all. But that is a specialty, that the center in Romania, they are really a center of excellence, because they are very advanced. They bring us the newest points and newest knowledge in ultrasound, and they are incorporated already in students' education, and they go in other regions like to Tirana or to Moldavia and help the other one. And that is my hope for the independent COEs, that they go also in, not only in their country, that they help the neighbors to learn and to do more in education. I'm a little bit sorry that we lost the COE in Nigeria. I think Kofo did a very good work over a lot of time, but we had problems in organization, and that's why we lost her. We have bylaws, and she was not accepted in the last time. We have 16 COEs, and what are the challenges for the future? We need the information about your activities in the future. Then we try to help the COEs in sponsoring and others, yes. And on the website you can see what they do, and we can complete our calendar in the website. That's very important. The next step is that we have to make an evaluation, a better evaluation of our education work, that we can say, okay, that we can compare the education and that we can see and measure the results of our education. That is important. We have, and thanks to Sue, we updated our evaluation forms, and that is also important. And that is one work to do for the COEs in the future to get better evaluation response. That your evaluations form. Beyond, you reported about the evaluation here of a workshop in, I think it was, you visited a course here. And that is interesting for us. We need education material, and in the past, the fathers of the COEs, they made a book, a manual, together with the WHO. And we think about also, we use the modern platform, the internet, and to make a PDF or another COE material, and I think that can be, and we decided about that, that can be a COE course book. And we also spoke about how it could be and who will help us to do it, and what is the content. And it must be simple in handling, and that is important. That is, beside the hands-on training, the attendees of our COE courses, they need such a tool, such a course book, we think, and that's why we want to do that in the future and to give it in the next Wfumb Congress to the COEs. Another thing for the future is to think about what can be new places for us, new COEs, and that is the work of the task force, of the regional task force directors. And we have some candidates already, and that is very important that for the future, the XP of Wfumb decided that we have the power to accept every year 2 new COEs. And that is very important for us for the next year. That is the result of we come to the end now, of the last 2 years. We increased the number of the COEs. We have a good system of regional directors. They are in strong communication to the COEs. It could be a little bit better. We like to involve the students' education work. We have to get a better evaluation work. We must integrate the POCUS as a topic. That is, point of care ultrasound is very important. And we want to give you more and better educational material together with the task force group of e-learning. That is important. The challenges for the futures are to increase the number of COEs in all regions, to support the COEs on the way to an independent COE, to support with educational material, COE book, and e-learning material, other e-learning material. We like to evaluate, better evaluation, better communication with all regions in the future. Every year, I think we need every year a meeting of the COE directors, of the regional directors. We have to look for partners like other very big societies or federations, yes. And we have to collaborate with other educational projects, like in Ethiopia, with university projects and others. And we have to integrate the students' education. I think that's all. There's a lot of work to do for the COEs, and you can help them. Ultrasound for all, that is our idea, and that is especially the idea for the COEs. And we invite you for the afternoon session about the COEs, the COE session, and there you can hear Kanubala, Michael Kavoya, and other COE directors. They will give special reports about their work. See you, and thanks for your collaboration and friendship in the last years. Thank you very much.